Good morning, everybody. Hey, Schoology is down, so I don't really know what to do for you guys. I'm going to email out a link, mostly because I got a ton of emails this weekend where people are struggling with multi-step dimensional analysis. And from some of the questions I'm getting, I think some of you guys are still struggling with single-step dimensional analysis. So because of the shortage or the internet issue or whatever, the Schoology issue, I'm going to just do a quick recording, and I'm going to do the first 5 questions for each quiz. Okay? And so this should help you guys out. So I'm going to start with a single step dimensional analysis. Also, please ignore any screams of anguish or cussing that happens from the faculty and staff in the building right now because they're struggling with the same computer issues you are. Okay? All right, you guys. So, happy way to start your Monday. Let's go over the first 5 questions for single step dimensional analysis. Okay, first 5 questions for single step dimensional analysis. All right. So, the first thing we're going to do anytime that we have dimensional analysis is, let's see here. We're going to read the problem. Okay, convert 41 yards to inches. Express your answers in standard form. There are 36 inches in a yard. Okay. All right, you guys. So what we're going to do is the very first thing you have to do is set up your problem. Okay. And so we're going to set up our problem by saying that we are going 41 yards, okay, to how many inches? Okay. So this is also number 1 here, so we know what's up. And this is all together. This is single step dimensional analysis quiz. Cool. All right, so you guys, we're going to make our bar right here. We're going to go with what we're starting with here, 41 yards. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of the yards down here, correct? So we decided that there is 1 yard, there is 36 inches. Okay, and that came from the problem. All right, and if we do our work and finish it out here, we can slash these guys out. Okay, bring up our fun quick calculator. Maybe there's not a calculator. There's a calculator. Okay, and so when our calculator comes up, we're going to do 41 times 36. Okay, and that's going to give us, let's see, 1, 4, 7, 6, and inches is left because we have that left. Cool. All right, you guys, and it did ask for our answer in standard form, so we're going to put a box around this, and this would be your answer. Okay. Number 2. Okay, number 2. All right, question 2. Convert 21 miles to yards. Express your answer in scientific notation. There are 1,760 yards in a mile. Now, real quick look, it's written as 21.00. That is a very accurate machine that took that measurement. Okay, and that's important for significant figures. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to set up our problem. And we're going to go 20. Oh, this is number 2. Okay, so we're going to go 21.00 miles. Okay, and let's see here. Miles is going to be MI. Don't mix that up, because if we did meters later, that would be sad day. Okay, and then we're trying to go to yards. Okay, so let's set up our picket fence. And we're going to go 1.100, maintaining 4 sig figs, times 10. So you guys, we're just doing this now because it asked for it at the end of the problem. And this is MI for miles. Okay, so we're going to go 1 mile down here. Okay, and then the conversion factor, miles to yards, is going to be 1/760 yards. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, here we go. So our fun calculator here, we're going to go 2.1 times 1,760 equals, okay, so we have 306, so we have 306.96 yards, right, because we can get rid of miles and miles, right, and then we have a comma right here. But it's asking us to have our answer. Oh, and this is, sorry, times 10 to the 1. Okay, now that's not written correctly for scientific notation. So we're going to have to write, let's see, there's 4 sig figs right here. So we're going to go 3.696 times 10. So it's already 10 to the 1. And we made this number smaller, so this number has to get bigger. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So that means 10 to the 4. And then what was left? Yards. Okay. Cool, guys. All right. Okay, I think we can get number 3 down here. So we're going to do number 3 here. Okay. Look at it, number 3. Okay, convert 4.13 miles to feet. Okay, express your answer in standard form. And there are 5,280 feet in a something. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see what's up here. Okay. So we were starting with, let's see here, 4.13, and this is MI for miles, equals how many feet? Okay. All right, you guys, so on this one, we're going to go 4.13 MI. Okay. And then we're going to go MI down here. So we're going to have 1 mile equals how many feet? Let's go 5,280. Sorry, that 8 is ugly. 80 feet. Okay. Get rid of these guys. Okay, let's bring up our calculator and clear that. We're going to go 4.13 times 5,280, and that is going to equal, let's see, 218 what? 21806.4. 6.4, and that was feet. But we have to think about significant figures. There are only 3 significant figures because of the device they use to measure this distance. So we can only report 3 significant figures here. Put a comma here to make this a little easier. Okay. So our correct answer is going to be 2, 1, comma, 8, 0, 0. Okay, no decimal point because that would imply more sig figs. Okay, and then it's going to be feet. Cool. Yep, there's a comment there. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, let's do another screen. Okay, and once again, this is still a single-step dimensional analysis quiz. Okay. And so, as ugly as that word is, I don't know why I have to dot the I. Okay. All right, you guys, so we're going to go to number 4 now. Okay, number 4. All right, you guys. Okay, 4. All right, you guys, so I have, let's see, convert 73.3 femtometers to meters, express your answer in scientific notation. Okay, so we're back to scientific notation. All right. Here we go. Write out our problem first. Okay, so we have 73.30 FMs equals how many M's? Okay, guys, so now for this one, we're going to set it up here first, and then we're going to go to the conversion chart. But we have 7.330 times 10. We made this number smaller, so this one needs to get bigger. FMs. Okay, and we are converting it to meters, but we need to look at our conversion chart here, okay? Slide this over. Our conversion chart. So at the bottom, so here we start at the top. There's table 1, table 2, table 3. Way down at the bottom is going to give us femtometers, okay? And this is 10 to the negative 15, 10 to the negative 15, okay? So we're going to set this up to be 10 to the negative 15, and this is meters, and this is 1 FM. Okay, so we can cross out the FMs. Okay, and what we're left with is, let's see here. We don't have to do any crazy multiplication because it's just base 10 models, which is nice. Okay, so we have negative 15, and we have a 1 up here, so when we multiply, we add them, which means we're going to get negative 14. Okay, and our thing that was left was meters. So there we go. This is our correct answer with the correct sig figs. Okay. All right, you guys, the last one for this quiz. All right, so we're looking at number 5 here. Convert, let's see, 395.5 grams to, is that milligrams? No, this is megagrams. All right, we have to have it in scientific notation. Here we go. Okay, number 5. All right, so we're looking at this one, and the first thing I'm going to write out is our players. So we're going to have 39.5, just kidding, 395.8. 395.8 grams, okay? And we want to know how many capital mgs, megagrams this is. So we want to know how many that is, okay? All right, so let's set it up. 3.958 times 10. We made this number smaller, so this has to get bigger. Grams. Okay, that's ugly grams. There we go. Okay. And we're going to go 1 megagram. Got to get grams down here because that's what we're trying to get rid of. Is 10 to the 6. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross out grams here. All right. We're going to bring this guy up. So when we divide, we just bring this up and subtract 6. Okay. What we're going to end up with is 3.958 times 10, and remember we brought that up to the negative 4, and what's left? Megagrams. Now, if you guys are also wondering, like, I'm doing all this right and I'm getting it wrong, remember that when you're going to turn this answer in, like all answers, it has to be 3.958 space, lowercase x, space, 10, space, caret, space, negative 4, space, capital M, G's. Okay, so you guys remember, this is how you'd submit it in your computer just to make sure we're good, okay? In case that was your issue, all right? So now what I'm going to do is we're going to add another chart here. And we're going to be doing this one is multi-step. So MS, multi-step, dimensional analysis quiz, okay? And this is going to be number 1. Okay, so some of you guys fast forwarded to this time in the video, but that's okay, because if you got the first part, that's fine. It's the second part that's catching some of you guys up. Okay, let's see here. All right, number 1. Okay, so on this one, you guys, says how many centimeters are there in a 100-yard football field? How many centimeters are there in a 100-yard football field? And it gives us inches to yards and centimeters to inches. So that's telling us kind of how they want to set the problem up. Okay. So that being said, here we go. Number 1. All right. So we have 100 yards. That is an ugly 100. 100 yards equals how many centimeters? Okay. Now with multi-dimensional or with multi-step dimensional analysis, I like to write it out a different way as well. So I start with yards, okay, and then I move into inches, okay, and then I move into centimeters. All right, this will help me out when I set up my bar down here, okay? So we have, let's see, and I think they wanted this one in scientific notation. Let's just double check. Scientific notation, here we go. Okay, so 1 times, now what's funny is why didn't I do 0.0? Well, they only gave us 1 sig fig. 1 times 10 to the 2 yards. Okay, then we want to get rid of yards down here, right? And then, so we're going to do 1 yard. And they told us equals 36 inches. But we're going to go 3.6 times 10. And we made 36 smaller. So this has to get bigger. And this is, what are we going to? Inches, right? Okay. And then down here, we have 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. And then this, we're just going to say times 10 to the 0. What's that mean? It means there's no change to that number whatsoever. Okay, and this, once again, is 4. Not a 9, that's a 4. Okay, and then we can do our math here. And so we're just going to bring up our calculator real quick. Clear that out. Maybe move the calculator over here to be helpful later. And we have 3.6 times 2.54, because we don't have to multiply it by 1. That would just be an extra step. And we end up with, okay, 9.144. So we have 9.144, okay? And then we have to say times 10. What do we got here? So we have, this is a 0, so that doesn't even matter. This is a 1, and this is a 2. So when multiplying, we're going to add them. So 1 and 2 makes 3. Okay. Now, this would be correct, except for sig figs. The correct answer for this one is 9 times 10 to the 3rd. And we almost forgot to mark centimeters here. So we're going to write centimeters here. Okay. That's the correct answer. Because, once again, sorry, I haven't done this for a little while. Yards, yards. Inches, inches, and that leaves centimeters. We just slide it over with that. Okay, let's try number 2. Okay, so on this question, number 2, it's asking us how many walking paces. That's like your stride. Okay, well, it's a pace. A pace is 1 length of right to left foot when you're walking. Okay, down Main Street, if Main Street is 0.25 miles, and the walking pace for you is 22 inches. All right. Scientific notation again, so that's where we're at. Okay, so number 2, we're going to write out our problem. So we have 0.25 miles. Oh my gosh, I did this earlier and I used meters because I was sloppy and I could not figure out the right answer. I had to go ask Mr. Gross, and he's like, "You're so dumb, you read the problem wrong." So some of you guys, if you're writing down M, you would be doing meters. It's miles, and I made that mistake, so I'm sure some of you guys will. Because I've done these problems like 500 times and I'm still making mistakes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go here with my, since it's multi-step, I'm going to write out that I'm going MI, so I'm going miles to feet. Miles to feet. Okay, and then feet to inches. Okay, and then inches to WP, which is walking pace. Okay, so that means I got to make a bar across the bottom here. And here we go. And since it has to be scientific notation, I'm starting off right off the bat, okay? So we have 2.5 miles. Oh, sorry. 2.5 times 10 to the negative 1, because we made this number bigger, so we have to make this number smaller. MI, okay? And then we're going to have it do the feet thing. So 1 mile. So we can get rid of 1 mile, right? Miles and miles. Now this goes to feet, okay? But it's going to be 5.28 times 10 to the 3 feet. Okay, now once again, you guys, I just converted that from 5,280 to scientific notation to start with, okay? And this next one is now we have to go feet to inches, so we got to get rid of feet here. And we know that in 1 foot there's 12 inches, but 1.2 times 10 to the 1 inches. Okay, so I made 12 smaller, so I had to make it bigger there. Okay, and then the thing that was given in the problem is 1 walking pace. And we know 1 walking pace equals 22 inches, but we're writing it as 2.2 times 10. We made this number smaller, so we need to make this number bigger, times 1 inches, okay? All right, and look, we got feet and feet, inches and inches, and all that leaves us is the math and the WP, okay? So when we go in here, we're going to multiply these guys, and we're going to multiply 2.5 times 5.28 times 1.2 divided by 22, because it's down here. All right, and that is going to give us, well, let's see what it gives us. I might as well do that for you guys. Okay, 2.5 times 5.28 times 1.2, and then divided by 2.2. And that is going to give us 7.2. I know, I'm recording. People keep laughing at me. They think I'm in here talking to myself. This is going to give me 7.2. Okay, 7.2, but then we got to do all this math up here. So we got our exponents, right? So there's a -1, there's a 3, there's a 1, and then down here there's a 1, but when we divide, we have to subtract. So we're going to have to bring that guy up here and make it a minus, right? So we -1. So now when we get these, we have -1, okay, so that makes this 3, so that makes it 2 overall, and then we add a 1, so that makes it 3, and then we subtract a 1, that makes it 2 again. And so over here, we're going to have times 10 to the second, and then what was left? Walking paces. Okay, so sig figs are correct, exponential notation, scientific notation, sorry, and this is our answer. And I kind of hate that there's a weird part of our 7, so we'll just erase that. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. All right, you guys, let's do 2 more on here. Or sorry, 3 more. All right, and once again, this is multi-step, dimensional analysis, quiz. All right, and we're starting with number 3 on this one. Okay. So going to look at number 3. Okay. All right, number 3, we're going to talk about fortnights here, okay? So, number 3, how many fortnights, okay, is 336 hours, okay? So we're going to set up our problem. All right. And we have, let's see, 336 hours equals how many fortnights? Okay. All right, you guys, so once again, this is multi-step, so we're going to go hours gives days. Okay. Gives weeks. Okay, gives fortnights. And that's our solution there. Okay, so that's what we're trying for. Okay. All right, you guys, so I'm going to do a pretty big bar on this one. Okay, and this one luckily is in standard form. All right. So we have 336 hours. Okay, then we need to get rid of hours. So we have 24 hours. Okay, in one day. Okay, and then we have, let's see, so that's days, so we got to go days down here. So we have 7 days in a week, so 1 week. Okay, and then we need to go 2 weeks in one fortnight. It's funny because when I play Fortnite, it doesn't take 2 weeks. It only lasts 15 seconds. Let's see here. All right, and I think we're set up now because this is a fortnight. Okay. All right, you guys, so basically this guy's on top, so 36 times 1 times 1 times 1, but then it's going to get divided by 24, 7, and 2. Okay, 24. I hate that my pencil, when I drag it across here, makes it look like 9s. Okay. All right, so 24. Here we go. So let's calculator this up. Okay, 36. Or sorry, geez, I gotta quit doing that. 336 divided by 24 divided by 7 divided by 2 equals 1. Well, that's convenient. All right. So we have 1, okay, and what was left? What was left was fortnights. And that is actually your correct answer. Oh, it's not correct. 1.00 fortnights. Why? Because of sig figs. This is the correct answer. Squiggly, squiggly. Okay, always check your sig figs. Okay, cool, guys. All right, next we're gonna do number 4 here. 2 left. You guys stay with me. All right, 2 left. Let's see here. Okay, decades are equal to 1.7 times 10 to the 25 minutes. Report your answer in scientific notation. Decades to minutes. Here we go. All right, so we have 1.7, man, 1.7, okay, times 10 to the 25, all right, minutes equals how many decades? Cool. All right, you guys, so this one's going to be interesting. We're going to go minutes to hours, okay, to days, to weeks, to years, to decades. Woo. Okay. All right, you guys, here we go. Okay. All right, so 1.7 times 10 to the 25 minutes. Okay. Now, with this amount of conversions, it would take me longer to convert it each step to scientific notation, so we're going to do it at the end, and you'll see why here in just a second. It's going to make it a little easier, okay? So we're going to go, we need to go to minutes here, so there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, okay? And then we got to go to hours, so there are 24 hours in 1 day, okay? Then we need to go days a week, so there are 7 days in 1 week, okay? And then we're going to go week to years, okay? So there are 52.1429 weeks in 1 year. Okay, now if you're wondering where I got that conversion, because it's not on the chart, I Googled it. Okay, and then we have 10 years. Makes up 1 decade. Okay, 10 years to 1 decade. All right. So now we just need to math all that up. All right, so 1.7, there's going to be lots of division, divided by 60, divided by 24, divided by 7, divided by 52.1429, okay, divided by 10 equals, wow, okay, so check it out. I'm going to write the number down here. So first of all, how many sig figs do we need? We need 3, right? So we're going to go 3.80. Okay. So looking at that calculator again, that's a huge number. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going back 7. Okay. Oh, did I get the wrong number? I hate redoing math. So, see 1.7. Okay. Divided by 60. Divided by 24. divided by 7 divided by 52.1429 divided by 10 equals. Okay, well, last time I got the wrong number. So this is actually going to be 32. Let's erase that. Okay. 32. Okay. All right, you guys, so 32.0 times 10, and we said we went back. How many did we go back? Let's see. Went back 7, right? So we got 25, and we take away 7, that gives us 18. Okay? And unfortunately, that bell that you guys heard was the end of this hour, so I need to post this before class starts next hour, just in case Schoology's up, because I couldn't check it. So it looks like we're only getting through 1 through 4 on this one, but I hope that helps you guys out. Good luck, everybody. Let's do this. That's how I feel about today. Awesome. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon.